Good morning. I'm Jennifer Torres, and here are today's headlines. It is Climate Strike Day today. People from 150 countries not going to work or to school today and taking to the streets to join in the hashtag climate strike. Though only a tropical storm, Imelda has taken the lives of two in Texas, one from drowning, the other by electrocution, as that young man tried to save his horse from the floodwaters that tore through his area. The flooding that resulted from the torrential rains left 13 counties in Texas in a state of emergency. There has been an eighth death contributed to vaping, with over 500 cases of severe illness that are being contributed to vaping. The Federal Drug Administration has now launched a criminal probe. A federal judge has blocked the California law that was attempting to force the disclosure of Trump's tax returns. That's what she said market reports. The Dow went down yesterday, closing at negative 52, but has already made up that room so far this morning. And the S&P staying even, trading slightly up today, and the NASDAQ closing up 13 and currently growing higher. This is That's What She Said. I am Jennifer Torres. It is Friday, September 20th, 2019.
Hi.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Hey, that's what she said. That's what she said. Yes, that is what she said.
That's What She Said with Jennifer Torres. Is it Torres or Torres? Uncommon news talk with only half the bias and all of the innuendo. And now your nag of news, your dry box of information, your topic tramp, Jennifer Torres.
Oh, good morning, good morning. This is That's What She Said. I am Jennifer Torres. Thank you so much for joining me here today. We are going to be giving our good friend Leprechaun a phone call for the Daily Hello. Let's see if, sorry about that. Let's see if Lep is going to answer the phone today. I always love live. Here we go. Are you as excited as I am?
Good morning, Mojo 50. It's your daily hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Today is National Punch Day. No, not the guy walking down the sidewalk delivering the paper. And no, not that thing you punch holes in Leatherworth. It's the drinking kind of punch. And it is punch is a borrowed word from the Hindis, meaning five. Originally, punch had 5 ingredients: alcohol, sugar, lemon, water, tea, and or spices. And it was started back in the 17th century. Today we think of punch as with fruit juice and a carbonated beverage, like Sprite, Slice, whatever. It is also National Pepperoni Pizza Day. Yum, love pepperoni pizza. National Tradesman's Day. Got to support the tradesmen out there. National POWMIA Recognition Day. Never forget those who've given the ultimate sacrifice. It's also National Fried Rice Day and National String Cheese Day. Yum, both of those. A girl phoned me the other day and said, "Come on over." I did, and nobody was home. Story of my life. $1 short and a day late. Hope it's a great day, everybody.
How did she call you? Did she call you on a landline or was it a cell phone? I'm just trying to figure out. Whenever she said, "Come on over," did she say
regular phone, house phone?
Yeah,
come on over.
All right. So there might have been a delay there, or I don't know. Maybe you just misunderstood as to the location as to where she meant to come on over to.
This is very, very possibly true. I do have a hard time finding my derriere with both hands.
Now, let me ask you, on National Punch Day, are you doing anything to celebrate?
Green Punch. Today is the start of Guthrie Heritage Days. Tonight at 5:30, we start our 140th year celebration. They'll have some bands playing, a few vendors waddling the streets, and then tomorrow night, all the pageants go on. The Little Miss pageant goes on, the quilt pageant, and fireworks tomorrow night, and food. Oh, yes. I will be waddling around.
Well, if you're waddling around with that green juice, we know you're going to have a smile on your face. If you want some of Lep's green juice, Stephen Payne, you need to reach out to him and tell him to come on over.
Come on over.
All right, Lep, you have a great day. Thank you for our daily hello. Have a great weekend, hun. Be safe out
You
there.
too, darling. Have a great one. Love to the family. Peace out, y'all.
Bye.
Bye, hon.
Oh, we love our leprechaun here. Our headlines today brought to you by Cat Coolers, catcoolers.com. Let's see if Jen can figure out how to... There we go, catcoolers.com. The made in the USA cat coolers. Now, let's be clear. They have a wide selection. They have different sizes that you can choose from. And they have, if you go to the news and tips tab, this is something that I was wanting to show everyone. They have this amazing video where they're dropping giant cement blocks on this thing. They have a lifetime warranty. So if it can survive something like that, so if you go to catcoolers.com, go to the tips and news tab, you can see the video that I'm talking about there. Also, while there and getting ready to make your purchase, go ahead and use the promo code GEN10, Jenn. Use the code GEN, and that's going to get you 10% off of your purchase. You're welcome. It is Friday, and I have had an interesting morning. I usually listen to the morning show here on the Mojo 50, and the morning show typically has Cousin Brad and his helpers, Wonky Eye Ron and Handy J, whom we're all used to listening to their lighthearted joviality. And for the last couple of days, as Cousin Brad has been quote unquote, Area 51, attack or whatever the crap they're calling it, which I found out he's a liar. He's not anywhere near Area 51. Okay, well, it's closer than where he originally was, but that doesn't count. So they've had another show host. For those of you who don't listen to the entire network that are not as completely familiar with Mojo 50, we have this other guy. And he comes on, he's in Chicago, and he comes on at 7 o'clock at night, which is good. He is good for that time slot because of the crap that comes out of his mouth. So they bring this guy in to cover for the last couple of mornings. And it's been a bit in your face. It's been a bit like a train wreck. And you know how we feel about train wrecks here at Mojo 50. But in celebration for the fact that it's Friday, so this does kind of get you moved into your Friday. It is Foot Fetish Friday here on That's What She Said. So for those of you who are watching me on video. All right, so these are the shoes that Mama's wearing today. These are my Jessica Simpsons, and they go well with my shirt. And if you missed that, it's because you aren't watching me on Mojo 50 TV, are you? Bad choice. All right, let's get into the news, shall we? Attorney General Bill Barr on Capitol Hill as Congress is continuing to look into gun laws. Congressman Steve Scalise, the House Minority Whip, he's a Republican out of Louisiana, and he started his political career here in Florida. We are friends of his family. And we suffered with them through his near murder, his wife by his bedside, family leaving to go watch the kids as he recuperated, when a man with mental issues opened fire on these congressmen during a softball game practice. Okay? So Scalise has been back to work for a while after his experience. And when asked how he feels about all of this, gun stuff since being a victim of gun violence, he is actually strengthening his position into the Second Amendment rights now. He is working with the president, and they're discussing the importance of the Second Amendment for United States citizens, but the issue is how to keep guns out of the hands of bad people. Okay. Well, again, we already know that bad people don't care if it's against the law. So how can you keep a bad person from doing a bad thing? Excuse me, I'm having trouble getting comfy in my chair. All right, so on the hands of that, I found this story in Los Angeles County. A homeowner shot and killed a suspected burglar who was trying to break into his home. This was yesterday morning. It happened in San Pedro. The homeowner is a retired firefighter. He told the police that the man had tried to break into his front door early that morning, and then he ended up coming through a window on the side of the house. This dead suspect, he had reportedly tried to break into a neighbor's home and then had stolen another neighbor's car, driven that to the firefighter's house. And the homeowner says that the stranger, once he got inside of his home, he came at him. Said he started to move toward me, and that's when I shot him. So when the police got there, they pronounced the burglar dead at the scene. But this is in California, so this man is being investigated. Detectives are trying to determine whether or not he shot the burglar that was in his house in self-defense. Okay? In a related story, and I saw this a couple of days ago, but didn't get a chance to bring it up and wanted to make sure to share this with you because I know this will get some of you a little hot under the collar. And you probably already had plenty to say about it and I missed it. Colt, gun manufacturer, now joining the ranks of the social justice retailers. And they've announced that they're suspending the production of the controversial AR-15 and other long rifles for civilian use. So the gun manufacturer, they had been dropped by the U.S. military. They had lost a contract, and they went bankrupt in 2015. They had lots of debt, and they are still trying to make up the ground from that debt, and they're restructuring. So here comes this announcement to stop the production of assault rifles. It was made by their chief executive. What his statement was, basically, they believe that there are too many of these long rifles, too many of these guns on the market, on the open market for civilians from other manufacturers. So their company is doing what it needs to do, and they are going to stop making them for civilian use just to bring down on the number available, I guess, to civilians, or they think there's a glut in the market, too many. But I believe when you look at Colt's struggling numbers, constantly in a third place at best. And they had lost a lot of large purchasers, lost a lot of large contracts to other manufacturers. Like their large contracts now basically make up police departments and still some sales to the military that they've been able to pick back up. But I really believe that they weren't able to sell enough of the AR-15 long rifles. When people had a choice out there on the market, whenever you look at your options, when you've decided that you want to purchase an AR-15 or a long rifle, or an assault weapon. I need an assault weapon for this house. What would make this living room look better? I need to go a little more urban, a little more metal. Ooh, let's go pick out an assault weapon. Okay, so their sales were lagging. I really think that's what this comes down to. So they've accomplished two things. They've eliminated a product line that wasn't producing well for them because people were choosing other manufacturers over them. And they have gotten their name all over the headlines again because they brought all of this up at the time of all the shootings and this fever pitch over the gun debate. Coming up, I want to talk about Beto and gun buybacks.
Hi, I'm Bill Freitas. Are you in need of pro audio equipment?
Oh, I need it!
PA systems, compressors, mics, stands, speakers, custom cabinets, new and previously owned, with affordable payment options. We promise. You need Musitech. Musitec. Musitech. Call and ask for Frank. With over 20 years experience in the pro AV world, he can help you find the equipment you need. Visit us at musitech.net.
All right, I'm back. I needed a sip of coffee and I needed to get my butt square. There we go. Good morning. Okay, so Colt, we're talking about Colt deciding that they're no longer making assault weapons for the general public because there's just too many out there. That's the truth. There's so many out there for us to all buy, and we're picking all of them but yours. And their chief executive, reminding us that Colt has been supporting American Second Amendment rights for 180 years. Okay. Well, we know that a lot of corporations over the years have changed in their belief systems and the way they do business. They're going to go where they can find the money. Now, somebody who also is taking advantage of this debate, Robert Francis O'Rourke, out on the campaign trail, getting more and more specific each day as to how he is going to take away your assault weapons. I see people that they put the memes up where, they're burying it underground, burying their assault weapon underground. They got their AK-47, they're burying it underground, or the AR-15, they're burying it underground, or they're throwing it in a lake or something. I'm like, no, I don't own one of those, and they're hiding it. But if it's registered to you, Beto O'Rourke is going to make sure that if you don't turn it in, they're going to fine you. So if you say, oh, I lost it, or it was stolen and I forgot to report it, or it must have burned up in the old house fire and I didn't make mention of it to my insurance company, they're going to fine you. Now, this is if Beto can creep past 3% in any poll, in any chances in a Democratic presidential campaign debate. Ooh, speaking of Democratic candidates, finally, that tall drink of ego, New York Mayor Bill DeBlasio, he has finally pulled out, and the United States lets out a collective sigh of relief and a quick shudder. I found some audio. Let's see if Jen can figure out how to pull things up on the internet. There we go. So I found some audio. DeBlasio. Now, this is on Morning Joe. I am not recommending that you watch Morning Joe. I'm playing this for you so you don't have to watch this network or this show. But I want you to hear him make his official announcement, pulling out.
Talking Red Sox, but you actually have a very important announcement to make.
Yeah, and Joe, let me just say up front, these last months, I've had an extraordinary experience going all over this country. And I want to tell you, I actually think it's a lot better country than what we often see portrayed.
Oh, wow. Isn't that nice to hear? So apparently, once the mayor of New York leaves his cesspool and goes around and visits normal places like Iowa and North Carolina, he sees that the United States doesn't suck as hard as he's been so busy trying to tell everyone it does. And that's the reason why we need Democrats to fix it. But I digress.
There's a lot more unity out there. There's a lot more hope. Folks don't like this moment of division and anger.
Created by you.
I'm finding that people of all ideologies want to get by it. There's a lot of activism. I think there's going to be extraordinary voter turnout. So there's really encouraging things happening in this country. And you mentioned that speech in Philadelphia. I went to talk to working people about some of the issues that I hear from them are really front and center in minds. Anxiety about the future of work. And will people have livelihoods? I'm talking about this automation issue.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now this is DeBlasio hopping on the Yang train. You got your yin, you got your yang. I am a fan of Yang. I can't help but be a fan of Yang. And one of the things that Yang is somebody who's involved in the technology sector and isn't a lifetime politician, but somebody who actually works and has built businesses and jobs and run, corporations and such, much like our current president. Even though he is a socialist wackadoo, he and many of these, billionaires who have all these companies and so forth, especially tech guys, very much believe, and they want to do it for them. Like, they have so much to gain from it. They need automation to build profits. And they feel guilty because they know, as with continued automation, and we know that things are going to get technology-wise, it is something that is exponential. It doesn't multiply by one each time. It quadruples, and then it just grows and it grows and it grows. So technology in our lives growing much faster than it ever did in our parents' lifetimes. And knowing that automation is around the corner and completely necessary for many corporations, it's what they're going to do. They feel guilty, and they know that American workers are going to be left out of that loop. Now, they do not believe that it is possible for Americans to find another way, find a better way. You know, we talked on the show before about how when the economy took a dumpity-dump and people were no longer paying for DJ services or speaker fees and so forth, those kind of things getting cut from the budget. What do? You change your business model, you find something else to do. Same thing with the American worker, same thing with the American farmer. We have a glut of corn that can't be sold to China. You know what? Change your business model, change what you're planting in your fields. But I digress. He's jumping on the Yang wagon, seeing that as something that is a little bit less divisive, but something that our government really should look into, not to get involved with, but to stay out of the way of. Here is the announcement.
And the fact that we have no national strategy to deal with the onslaught of automation, which literally could take away tens of millions of American jobs in the next couple of decades. So I'm proposing a plan to do something about it, to really take away the tax cuts that corporations get right now to automate jobs away. In fact, put a robust tax on big corporations to make them have to compensate so we can retrain, re-employ American workers. And that kind of message really resonates with working people in this country. So getting out there, being able to hear people's concerns, address them with new ideas, it's been an extraordinary experience. But I have to tell you at the same time, I feel like I've contributed all I can to this primary election.
Amen.
And it's clearly not my time, so I'm going to end my presidential campaign, continue my work as mayor of New York City, and I'm going to keep speaking up for working people and for a Democratic Party that stands for working people. And I'll just say this. I talked to a lot of folks, including a lot of labor union members, who really don't feel the Democratic Party has their back right now, and that's a lot of the story of 2016.
Would the Democratic Party stop pandering to labor unions? You know, that's really killing them, right? Labor unions think that they can force people to vote the way that they should vote. Okay, so I was, peeking in on the Trump tweets because I had to see what he had to say about this. Oh no, really big political news. Perhaps the biggest story in years. Part-time mayor of New York City. Love it. Bill DeBlasio, who was polling at a solid 0, but had tremendous room for growth. See, staying on the positive side. I love our president. Has shockingly dropped out of the presidential race. New York City is devastated. He's coming home! ! I love this. This is so not presidential. But it's hilarious. He truly is the troller in chief. So now that DeBlasio is out of the way and he's headed back to New York. It's true. Sorry, New York. That's how this works. So no more DeBlasio, except he continues to allow his city to descend back into chaos since its former mayor. And when we come back from this break, I'm going to talk about the former mayor, Giuliani, and the waves that he's been making. Oh, people not so happy. He said some things yesterday all over the news, and the headlines are just sick. It just makes me so mad. So when we come back, I'll talk about Giuliani, some other things. Hey, it's Friday! Be back in a minute.
That's what she said.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
The entrepreneurial spirit is to dream and to do. We are building America.
I'll give you 5 minutes on the air. Tell me what you love. Tell me about what you do. Tell me about your product, your services. I'm Jennifer Torres, and this is That's What She Said, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, Monday through Friday.
Building America.
Contact me, Jen at uncommontalkradio.com.
Mojo 50.
I love my entrepreneurs.
If you're trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252.
Hi.
Uncommon news talk with only half the bias. That's what she said with Jennifer Torres.
Hey, that's right. It is. That's What She Said with Jennifer Torres. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. If you want to learn more about me, you know where you need to go. No, wait. Some of you may not know where you need to go. So let me see if I can pull that information up for you really quickly, because I know that sometimes people need visual aids. And for the blinds, don't worry about it. I'm still going to read the slide to you. It's okay. We love everybody here. I'm not judging. We all have our limitations, one thing or another. You know, if you can't see, you can probably hear really well, right? Like, isn't that the way it's supposed to work? Like, if you have one deficiency, God blesses you by making all of your other senses stronger. Unfortunately, if it makes your sense of smell stronger, I'm hoping that you're not surrounded by a family of flatulent people like I am. So anyway, you can find out more about me by going to mojo50.com. Make sure while you're there, you sign up for free. When you sign up on mojo50.com, you get access to Mojo 50 TV. And this is something that I have been pushing and promoting and teasing you with for weeks. I'm on Mojo 50 TV. Isn't that sick? You can see me now. I am also currently on Facebook, but that's just kind of get attention to it. And a lot of people don't have Facebooks. So if you don't have the Facebooks, you go to the Mojo 50. There are other show hosts that are on Mojo 50 TV that are fantastic. And then there's also Izzo. So starting out in the morning, the best. 7 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, is Battle for Freedom with Watson Prunier. He is a really good guy and has a fantastic show. Something that really gets the brain working. The next thing would be the Daily Show, the Daily Mojo that comes on at 8 o'clock. But so Brad is always on hiatus. And so that's not running right now, but that's okay. Shortly after Watson, 11 o'clock, my show's going to come on. And then we also have the guys from Defenders of American Exceptionalism, or Defenders Live, which is much easier to say. Then you got that Izzo guy. And then also Rocky Stucci and his Situation Room comes on at like midnight. It's a really good show. He doesn't know me. He doesn't like me that well. He's kind of blown me off for months now. But, you know, I'm not taking it personal. I think somebody said some things, and without speaking to me and knowing me directly, he's just decided to assume that, I'm some kind of way. He doesn't really know me. So that's fine. You know, I understand some people in media are very emotional. They're like little women. Also, go to my website, uncommontalkradio.com. Once you get there, if you give me your email, I will send you a free copy of Thomas Paine's Common Sense. It's fantastic. Also can find my Red State of Florida shirts. Email me, Jen at Uncommon Talk Radio. That is the place to get me the information if you have someone that needs to be on the Building America segment. I want to continue to help build America. Am I doing it today? In my own way. It's not an official. I'm not going to whip out the opener or anything. Hell, I haven't even figured out how to do that with the new system yet. Bear with me. Still on Stitcher. iHeart still not talking to me about getting my individual podcast up. Had a friend reach out to me and say, hey, it actually has really been a while. Maybe you want to reach out to them again. So I did. I sent him an email this morning. I'll let you know what happens. I will be ignored in the order in which I was received. I'm on Facebook, Jennifer Torres, and that's what she said. I need likes. I need shares. Make sure everyone knows about me. There's a fella on the Facebook. I think his name is Michael. He started putting up like all of my information in the show, in the video feed, so that people who were popping in could find me. I appreciate that. You're better at marketing than I am. I may need to hire you. I will pay you twice what I'm making, which is nothing. Parler had somebody unfollow me. I don't know who he was. I don't care, but he unfollowed me. But then I like a bunch more follows, so that's cool. But the only thing I put up on Parler is like snarky crap. I haven't really tooled with it very much. And on Twitter, at Al Perklow, at TWSS on Mojo50, hashtag Topic Tramp, recycling the information that comes in from the Real Brad Staggs, as he is at, alien whatever. He's not. He is gambling in Vegas. That is all he is doing. Has nothing to do with aliens. I'm so disappointed. It's a good thing he's not a hero of mine. So let's see if I can pull up my next slide. And for those of you listening, I know it's probably like really disappointing because you're not watching it, so you don't see what's happening. If you're just listening, I'm giving too much inside baseball that I'm having issues. I will get better at this. I am frustrated with the number of buttons that I need to push, and it is taking away from my concentration. It's making me entirely too intense. I'm not having as much fun with the show. I'm so glad it's Friday. So anyway, Combat Flip-Flops. CombatFlipFlops.com. They are currently running a special right now, 20% off of the men's AK-47 black flip-flop. Now, why Combat Flip-Flops? That's pretty pricey for a flip-flop. I can go to Walmart and get a pair for $10. You're absolutely right, but you are not helping an Afghan girl go to school, and you're not supporting an American-owned, veteran-owned business. And I promise you the crap you buy at Walmart is not made nearly as well as this is. I digress. So right now they have sizes 10 and 12 left. So if your feet are bigger, you're out of luck on buying the flip-flop, but feel free to email me, Jen at uncommontalkradio.com. If your feet are smaller, Izzo, you're out of luck. But size 10, size 12, the black AK-47 right now, 20% off. Plus, if you use the promo code SENSE25, SENSE25, you're going to get an additional 25% off of that price. That's fantastic. Plus, it helps support the show. It helps Combat Flip-Flops know that I am actually talking about them each day. I haven't forgotten about them. Still out here, still doing my duty. I said duty. Oh, and don't want to forget to talk about Russ and the Trek Federation. And I think some of you might have noticed what I'm wearing today. I got my Federation shirt on, Federation on. I got my Federation on, and it goes really well with my shoes. Foot Fetish Friday, right? So it's also Federation Friday. And with everything that's going on in Texas, I think it's fair to say that Russ and the crew at TrekFederation.com are getting themselves together. No, that is not a vibrator. People are jerks and they make phone calls when they shouldn't. All right. So, and I had the ringer turned off. That's what's really making me mad. I turned the ringer off, and then apparently it decided to turn itself back on. Anyway, so trekfederation.com. Go there, donate, give, love, join, volunteer, be a part of. It's all about disaster relief and helping other humans. Helping other humans. That's what they do. Thank you, Russ, for all that you do. Now, moving on with the show. Alienstock that was moved to Las Vegas. That's really where Brad is. Okay? So, Mojo 50, we pay this morning show host a ton of money so that he and his girlfriend can go tooling across the countryside, supposed to be going to Rachel, Nevada, supposed to be going to Area 51, supposed to be seeing what the whole throwdown is, and if people are going to try and break into Area 51, what's going on in Heiko, what's going on in Rachel, that's where the action's supposed to be. And he starts posting his reports, making everybody believe he's near Area 51. No, he's in Vegas. He's playing the slots. So I think he should reimburse the company for every penny we spent on him to go for this trip. He just basically, they're calling it alien stock. It has nothing to do with aliens. Budweiser's making money on this event. This whole commercialized thing. No, I am highly disappointed. All right, so moving on to the news of and what I wanted to talk about with the New York former mayor and the current presidential White House counsel, Rudy Giuliani, making some headlines yesterday. Why? So it all began with this whole whistleblower that contacted the authorities regarding a concern that they had over something that they heard during a phone call between the president and the Ukraine with a lot of other people listening in. And the big news, now this is all supposition. The big news is that the president may have made some kind of promise that this person felt flew in the face of national security. And they felt they just had to say something. The DOJ and the IG saying that it's very important to protect this whistleblower and that national security is extremely important to them. And yet they all ran to the cameras and started talking about the whistleblower. The left is now raising new cries for impeachment over this issue, right? So they're saying that this whistleblower is just more evidence that Trump needs to be impeached. And then the right saying that this whistleblower is just more evidence of the deep state. But this brought Giuliani out to talk on the president's behalf in defending our president, and he started talking about an old bit of information. It's gone overlooked, just like many things did during the Obama era. And it's about Joe Biden's son. Joe Biden, of course, still the front runner currently in the Democratic presidential race. It also includes information about John Kerry's stepson. And I had heard about this because I had read a book a while ago. And part of that book brings up chapter 4, an entire chapter on the John Kerry's son, Joe Biden's son, involvement in different activities that made them a lot of money. The problem being that the president's family is not required by the law to report their business dealings. So the left clamoring for, President Trump's tax returns and such. He being president, they can ask into that. They can ask into Melania's business dealings, but they technically, if they hadn't gotten involved in government here in the United States and had just kept doing their own personal private business, Trump Jr., Ivanka, none of them would have had to report anything about their own personal business dealings, which brings up the issue with American security. that people in governmental positions can work out deals for their family and friends that they can make big money on. So, and I'll get more into the book, but I want to play for you what Giuliani had to say about this. Let's see here.
It's a case that is crying out to be investigated. If it doesn't get investigated, we just don't have equal justice in this country. Biden's son took millions of dollars out of the Ukraine and over $1 billion out of China, while Joe Biden, as vice president, was really directing the relief for Ukraine, the loan guarantees, well over $1 billion of loan guarantees. His son then got under investigation. Well, for good reason. He was working for the most corrupt company in Ukraine.
Yes.
He was working for a Ukrainian oligarch who was being protected by Putin, the same Putin that we've been hearing about all this time, right? Imagine that. Putin's friend was paying Joe's son 3, 4, 5, possibly more millions of dollars. And he got under investigation. And Joe bragged 2 years later that he got the prosecutor general fired.
So we'll go deeper into this in a minute. Coming up.
Hi, I'm Bill Freitas. Are you in need of pro audio equipment?
I need it!
PA systems, compressors, mics, stands, speakers, custom cabinets, new and previously owned, with affordable payment options. We promise. You need Musitech. M-U-S-I-T-E-C. Musitech! Call and ask for Frank. With over 20 years experience in the pro AV world, he can help you find the equipment you need. Visit us at musitech.net.
Okay, so talking about Giuliani has hit the headlines right now with all of this business that he has brought up all over again. And this is old news. This is from 2014, 2015. And when he says that Hunter Biden got paid $3, $4, $5, $6 million out of the UK, that's the kind of the crux of the issue, is that we will never know possibly exactly how much Hunter or John Kerry's stepson got paid by this company, by this oligarch, because they didn't have to report it. And the investigation was stopped when Biden reached out to the UK and reached out to the prosecutor. This company was going down. So there is a book. Okay, so it's called Secret Empires. It's Peter Schweitzer. It came out a couple of years ago. I think he's also the author of Clinton Cash. And I have this interview that he did where he's speaking about this portion of the book, again, chapter 4 in Secret Empires. And this is where I had originally heard about this.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And it corresponds with diplomatic activities involving the Vice President, Joe Biden, and the Secretary of State, John Kerry. In December of 2013, Joe Biden flies on Air Force Two to Beijing, China. He's got a whole host of issues he's got to grapple with Beijing on, from the territorial claims they're making in the South China Sea to issues related to trade, technology, North Korea, you name it. Well, on Air Force Two with Vice President Biden is his son, Hunter Biden. Now, Joe Biden gets widely criticized after this trip for going soft on Beijing. And 10 days after they return to Washington, D.C., Hunter Biden's firm, Rosemont Seneca Partners, strikes a $1 billion deal, that's with a B, with the government of China. Now, what's important here, Perry, is this is not a Chinese company. This is not an American company doing business in China. This is the Chinese government. And it's done through this small firm called Rosemont Seneca Partners. Rosemont Seneca Partners involves Hunter Biden, the son of the vice president. Mm-hmm. It involves Chris Hines, who is the son or stepson of the Secretary of State, John Kerry. And it includes a guy named Devin Archer, who is a longtime John Kerry aide. Mm-hmm. And this deal with the Chinese government is unprecedented.
Okay, so again, this book and this information, it doesn't just go after Joe Biden and Democrats. It also goes after some Republicans as well. But the point being that what these people and their families are doing, we don't have any way to know how the families are benefiting. We don't know how the kids are benefiting. In some cases, how the wives' families are benefiting, or the brother-in-law, or the good old buddies that you left back in Chicago. There's a whole chapter on that. So when Giuliani hit the airwaves talking about this and bringing this back to the fore, oh boy. So I go, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to do a Google search. Just, simple Google search. Let's see. I want to Google if just Giuliani and Biden and I don't know, it's like Giuliani, Biden accusations. Oh boy, I'm getting a call. Hello.
What are you doing?
I'm doing a show. Is this Dominic Izzo?
Yeah, what you're doing a show now?
I'm doing a show right now. I'm on the air. People can see me. Just wave hi.
I don't listen to your. Yeah, I made a public confession. I was gonna make a conscious effort to listen to your show. So you think I would know when you're on or not? That's okay. Whatever.
That's all right. It's normal. I get that from a lot of people. You would think. I actually made a conscious effort to try and watch you this morning as you were filling in for the daily host, and it didn't go well.
No, don't. Oh God, why would it ever? No, don't. The hell are you talking about? No, because people wanted their cuddly, safe Brad, and oh my gosh, Izzo's on again. I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Well, it was at least it was smart on their part that they asked you to just only fill in for 2 days, right? So it's just. So
I couldn't. You know what? I can't do. I like being up that early, but unfortunately, I'm a morning person, and not a lot of people are. Brad is perfect for mornings because he eases you into it. I'm like, get the freck out of bed. I'm going to rip your clothes off, throw you into a shower, and I slap you in the face a couple times.
You do get very sexual for a morning show. I think that does make a lot of people uncomfortable because we're not feeling our prettiest first thing in the morning. You got the coffee breath, your hair's all messed up, got the cowlick rocking, and you're just not feeling sexy. And then all of a sudden, here you are. You're just this little ball of just sexuality just coming at them through the microphone, and they just can't handle it.
That's right. I'm coming at somebody. That's right. What are you talking about this morning?
Any chance you get. Again, thanks for listening. I've been talking about, guns, gun laws, and currently talking about the fact that Biden may have, broken some laws or some things to support his son back in 2015. Giuliani went on the air about it yesterday, and the left has been ripping him up about it because they don't like it being brought up. They had that whole whistleblower thing. Somebody blew the whistle on Trump having some kind of conversation with the Ukraine and saying he made promises he shouldn't have made that put national security at risk. So just kind of getting into the deeper end of that. But I'd rather talk about something more fun. When I did listen to you this morning, you were getting very biblical.
Yeah, that was the second half hour because aliens are they're demons, dude. They're demons.
Again, it made me. Demons are aliens. And
I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
You again made me very uncomfortable. I think listening to you makes people uncomfortable. It makes them chafe, makes them itch a little bit, makes them need a shower. So now that you have done this, because I know that you'd been on the morning show with Brad before. Just kind of co-hosting, kind of tasting you out.
I was the little spoon.
Yes, which surprises me because Brad's personality, I imagine he would be the little spoon.
Yeah, but at that time, because it was February, it was like literally 2 weeks after Doc died. There was no way I could walk down there and be Big Spoon. Not a chance in hell.
Well, nope. No, I didn't mean it that way. I meant actually physically.
Oh no, Brad. No, when we cuddle. It's inverted. It's reverse 69 position. So ass to head.
Oh, okay. And
this way it's hashtag no homo.
Is he as good a kisser as people say he is?
You can't rape the willing.
Well, I'm just asking. Was it worth it? Was it good? Was it memorable?
There's a reason. There's a reason why that man is so close to my heart.
Yeah, like a father to you, I hear.
No, he's more like his older brother.
Older brother. Okay.
He's only
that's less sick.
9 years old. I mean, yeah. With his sexuality, he could have pumped out a kid at 9 years old, for all I know.
Sure, although I doubt it. And I want to give you this platform since we're here together. And I feel like I'm bridging the gap. Hey, Taint of Mojo, that's what I do. I'm kind of bridging the gap between jackholes that are some kind of way and new listeners that are some other kind of way. I want to talk about, and I hope I don't make you uncomfortable with this. I want to talk about.
Do I ever get uncomfortable?
Yes. I want to talk about the I want to talk about the micro penis.
Go ahead, Mike.
Now,
have at it.
This is something that the great Doc Thompson, when he was busting yo cojones back in the day, whenever you were first on the network, and he was saying that you had a micro penis. And
Brad started it. Brad started
the micro penis. Right. Okay, so, and I know that this is a sensitive topic for you.
No, here's why it's not. Here's why it's a sensitive topic. It's because it's his material.
That's
and
true.
He's dead. And here's the deal. I have, look, the jackholes are not my listeners. They were his listeners. And I appreciate the fact that they continue to support the show. I like original new material. Here's what it tells me. This is what it tells me with the micro penis, is that they're not listening to any new content. And I'm sorry if this makes them uncomfortable. This means that this is what I talked about today at the close of the Daily Mojo is I would like the jackholes to spend a week, do the Mojo 5-0 challenge, and pick a show that they don't normally listen to and continue on and learn about it. So if you're going to talk about, so Doc got that from Brad, Doc's dead, and again, too, I don't mean to, and this is why on my show, you'll never hear me say $20, same as downtown. You'll never hear me say anything. I don't use a cowbell. I use a doorman's bell, because I'm under pressure to make my show. I've got 2 hours to fill every day, and I don't want to lean on a man who blazed his own trail.
That's true.
He should be a model, and he should be competition in a positive way. So it's the horse is dead. I don't mind it. Yeah, small. It doesn't bother me as far as dick size go. Hell, I'm very well hung, and I have proof. That doesn't bother me.
And that's something I wanted to ask you about. Let me interrupt your tirade. If anybody has any true question about whether or not you have a micro penis, can they just reach out to you, say through Twitter or something, and you just send a proof?
I have. I almost, and I was going to do this because I jumped off MeWe back in May, but my last MeWe post is going to be a cock shot, and I'm like, all right, I shouldn't do that. But now there's plenty of dick pics of me out there. I've dated a ton of women, but no, it's all about material, and I want. If it's the jackholes who are doing it, because the jackholes do it, I want them to come up with their own new material. Aside from Doc, and I want to see that they're listening to other people's shows to create their content and have intimacy with those other shows. Well, because that's what it's all about.
And it's always difficult for me to say, but you have a good point. The fact is that the network has been kind of migrating. There are new shows and new hosts here on Mojo 5-0. And while everybody has their favorites, and for a lot of people, change is difficult. But
the only person who likes change is a wet baby.
And the jackholes that we speak of, those are the people who were with Doc Thompson, show host Doc Thompson with previous networks, and through his career, and then followed him here as one of the founders of Mojo 5-0 and his shows and his concepts. And they really appreciated and loved him. And they're having a hard time with the idea that he's gone now and Mojo is moving on. Now I'm coming up to the end of my show. Izzo, thank you for giving me a call. Thank you for not watching, because honestly, I don't think I could take it knowing that you're there.
I can't.
I feel so much pressure.
It's like watching a female version of me. You're so sexy.
I know. I'm hot. All right, everybody, say bye
Later.
to Izzo.
Bye.
Bye. I cut him off. Sheesh. Look, nothing but hugs and love. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. And everybody, can't we all just get along? That's right. That's what she said.
That's what she said. Every news story comes with a happy ending.
graduation parties,
bar mitzvahs,
weddings.
bat mitzvahs.
It's all coming up fast. Have you found the entertainment yet? You need a DJ, a KJ, or an MC with experience, quality equipment, and a killer playlist. You need the World of Audiovisual Event Services. Waves. Visit musitech.net and book your Waves entertainment now. Waves.
Fuse AV, the fusion of today's technology with custom design. Ease your business into the 21st century while retaining your company's style and branding. We custom design audiovisual solutions for businesses big and small. You'll be so successful your wife will finally quit her job and make sandwiches like she's supposed to. Ow! Educated in sound engineering with decades of experience, visit musitech.net.
Visit musitech.net for more information about Fuse AV.